Hello everyone, welcome back. We're Nick and Sarah, and if you're new around here, we're usually travelling around Europe in our camper van. But this year we spent the first 5 months doing something quite different, an unexpected van build. And then we just got back from Portugal after signing the deeds for some off-grid land that we bought without actually seeing. It was a bit of a risk, but thankfully we do really love our new property.
Join us in today's vlog back down in Andalusia as we share the results for the final inspection of our self-converted camper van, and we discuss plans for our land and future travels.
Hello folks, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the big van. Welcome back to Van Velten. We'll tell you what happened in that final inspection in just a moment. Nick is currently getting ready to do a job that he's wanted to do on this van since the very start. Since we picked this van up in Germany, he's going to be doing that job today. But first, yes, we should probably tell you what happened last week in that dreaded final inspection of our van.
I can't believe we failed on the wheels. I cannot believe it. He wasn't happy with the state of those nasty scrape marks, these nasty black marks. I didn't know you could fail on that in Spain. Only joking.
He's joking.
But we have got some bad news and we've got some good news. What do you want first?
Good news. It's got to be the good news first.
Good news is we passed.
Yes.
The van build side of things, the reform.
Yeah, it was quite a thorough inspection. But basically, he had a clipboard and he had like a list of things he was ticking off, and he was going like this on the shelves and going like this and like really pulling them. And Nick and I were just sat in the front like this, kind of looking around a bit like really nervous. And then he went like this.
What the hell's going on there? You got small people in your
No one gets our bathroom. No one gets our bathroom. So anyway, and it was just a case of touching things, and we didn't know he was even going to come in here because we've heard that they just basically open the door, have a look inside and then close it again. But he was having a proper little nosy. I think he was having a nosy because he quite liked it and wanted to copy it. Maybe he was like a van lifer himself.
Yes, he was very impressed with our reform inside the van, and then he started checking the outside. He came to the windows, he thought, oh, they're nice, and then he noticed the imperfections and said, you should have got a professional to do it. We said we did get a professional. He said, oh, tell me where not to go.
Anyway, so that was all good, and yeah, he was just ticking, and then he got like a long pole with a mirror on it and just like checked what's going on the roof, and obviously he looked at the roof vents and just things that have been modified on the vehicle. And then it was the mechanical check.
So they did all the usual mechanical checks, such as all the lights,
brakes, emissions,
screen
steering,
wash, seat belt,
yeah,
interior and outside, everything that's important for your safety basically. And we passed with flying colours on nearly everything. Guess what it was? Guess what it was? We're getting deja vu. About a year ago, in this car park, we're having the same issue with little old Vinster.
Brakes! We failed on the brakes. The handbrake wasn't really holding at all. And even the guy, like, he was really good actually. He even came in and said, you know, pull it up as tight as you can, let's get it past type thing. And no, it wasn't strong enough, so he had to fail us on that. So it's really good news that the whole van passed on everything else, you know what I mean? Because we were so nervous about so many things, weren't we? To do with the build, we didn't even think mechanically. We
worried about the Webasto heater and certain things on the inside.
I mean, obviously we'd done an inspection 6 months ago to actually import the vehicle into Spain, and it passed on everything mechanically then, so we didn't think about anything else. We were just thinking about what we'd done to the van, the whole build.
Actually, 6 months ago in Murcia, when we imported the van, they made an observation on the rust. Since our lovely job on the rust, which is only like a 30% complete,
yeah,
they didn't make a note of it. So
they didn't mention it, so that was really cool. So we had a little look at it ourselves. We were been to the mechanics. The first mechanic we went to, our normal one, said, oh no, we can't do that for like 10 days. We can't even look at it. And we were like, oh, really?
The second one said, I can't see it for a week. So Goldilocks here went to the third mechanic and he said, just right.
Yeah. So he got us in like within a day or two. We said, can we just have a look how everything works? Can you explain to us when the wheel's off? So he was really cool. And basically it's good news because it's just the handbrake discs, no, the handbrake pads, what are sort of inside, they just need changing.
He said they're a bit crystallised, a bit shiny.
Yeah.
So he said he could have just done the adjustment, but for safety, obviously we want to get them, you know, working to their full capabilities.
And then we go back and they literally just check the handbrake because they've done everything else. And then that's it. We are finally, after 11 months, legal with this van in Spain. So it's a really, really good result. It's just a little blip that needs sorting.
Wow, look at that. Thank you, darling.
You are more than welcome, my love. Oh, twinging my back slightly, showing off, taking the bolts off, the nut bolt things. Just very, very slightly. But at least I can admit to it. Nick's been taking the mickey out of me. Cheers.
Cheers. It's funny, yeah, we're back here doing work on the van in the car park. We've spent so much time doing work on vans and Vinny and all that. But we look at trees now and we think, oh, that'd be nice for the land. We just need one of those trees for the land. That's all we need for shade.
I've been round the car park collecting clippings. I've got like a little olive tree clipping. I mean, I know we've got lots of olive trees on the land. I've got like 4 or 5 little yuccas because they just cut these beautiful yucca trees all the way down around this car park and it's just a stump in the ground. So I've collected 4 yucca babies and 1 olive and another like berry thing that I need to look into what it is. I don't know if it's going to take. I've got them up there in water, but that's going to be us now, isn't it?
Oh, we could have that on the land.
Yeah, so basically whatever grows well down here is going to be the same up there in Portugal. So any sort of native plants and fast growing trees and things. So that's like a constant thing now, isn't it? We've turned into right little tree huggers. Diz! Sorry, but I can hear him. What's he doing?
He doesn't like the colour scheme we've done on the sofa.
He's getting hot, so you know how dogs scratch if they get hot to try and create an area so it's cooler. Thought I'd jump back on the sofa, he's in here, look. Well, that's all right. You're allowed
Well, it's all right, but he's scrapping his new bed.
He's allowed to scratch his own bed. Oh, good boy.
I can't believe he's got in there.
No. I thought you'd jump back on the sofa. You're not silly. It stays so much cooler in there, obviously, because he's nice and low down. Hence the reason we've chose to have their dog bed in there.
Hey, it's lovely that, isn't it?
How cool is that? The little things you see that make all the difference. So all of the little jobs we've been getting on with today, it's all jobs that we said, oh, we can do it on the road. You know, we'll take all these things with us and we can finish off the little finishing touches on the road. But obviously now we're sort of waiting for this part. We may as well do all these little jobsies now. So we've done that. We've put up our little internet, the little Connect Kuma. We've painted ready for all of our shelves because we've got the dividers in. So we've
we're going to paint those dividers.
Yeah, oh, forget about painting those.
We've decided we're going to put this here.
Yes, so this is a little door. The air fryer and other bits and bobs are going to sit inside here. So just to kind of hide up the mess, we're going to have a little door. Okay, so our sofa is getting more and more colourful and we really like it because we've added some patchwork. Now these are the old patchwork cushions from little old Vinster. So we decided to do a big one.
How cool is that?
Yeah, so basically our sofa cushions in the van are all this colour, which is fine, it's neutral and all that, but it's not really us. So we have decorated it by stitching loads of stitches, loads of patches all over it, very colourful ones. I mean, we can still wash this, I've done this on the sewing machine. Very tempted to do the whole sofa and all of the other cushions like it, but it does take quite a bit of time. So, you know, watch this space.
And that little blue cushion at the back, that's an addition from Vinster.
Yeah.
His top bed, which we only use once.
Yeah,
so
we
you've probably never seen it.
Yeah, so it's perfect to kind of protect the head, and that'll be like our new headboard for the bed as well, you know, so we don't muck up this.
The slots down.
And then, yeah, so it's kind of looking quite colourful in here. Oh, this is actually the shades. I just adapted like a large leftover pillowcase that we got from Germany, and we just cut this down on the sewing machine, and that's for, you know, the shades for the front window, the aluminium shades. And you can actually just have it there as an extra cushion, so it's just like not in the way, because they're big bulky things, so you want to do something with them.
Lots of colour going on here. It's lacking a bit of colour down there, isn't it?
Over time, darling, over time. And just like that, we have a spice rack in the van. How cool is that? Nick's made me a little spice rack, and we've just, that is solid. Yeah, we've just bolted it onto the wall basically. And that should fit about, I don't know, maybe 12, 10? He says 10. Quite happy with that, love? About there, I think so. There we go, 33.7. It's a warm one today. It's a very warm one today. And the reason we put that there is so that camera that you can see just behind me there can see the thermometer. So if we're out and about and the doggies are in the van, we can look back in the camera and see on the camera and see exactly what temperature it is in the van. So even when it's nearly 34 degrees inside the van, very similar out here. Charlie, as always, is not silly. He goes under the van, he's getting a nice little breeze under there, he's snoozing, he's not panting, he's not hot at all. Very smart little doggy. Dizzy, on the other hand, chooses comfort over how warm he gets. He would much rather be in comfort on the bed or in his bed in there than nice and cool outside the van. But you Diz, you don't mind the heat. He's got Chihuahua in him. He's from Mexico. He's fine. So the heat has beat us. And we've had to move the van just to the other side of the car park because over there the sun was coming round and it was getting very toasty, but it's not much better here, to be fair. So we are going to go in a minute, but first we've got to show you something quite cool, or Nick has to show you something quite cool.
I told you I'd use every little last scrap of wood from the van build.
He literally has. He literally has.
Pretty much. We were going to throw loads of wood away, but we couldn't. So there's that little one. That roof needs to be fixed on. A couple of the standard ones. That's for little robin redbreasts. That's similar to that, different sized birds. This was a little bit of a little box that we used to hide the electrics under the garage on the previous build that Frank and Emily did. So I just adapted that, little entrance there, little place there, yeah. And then this is a piercing resistance. This is an afterthought. This one, this was supposed to be, this was little thin bits of wooden trim we were supposed to be using on the van. We decided against it, so I thought I'd cut this one up and make panelling, because otherwise this was just a square box. Nice little roof. That's just some little scraps, that's why there's a split there. But yeah, quite happy with them. What do you think? Which is your favourite one? Hopefully the birds are going to like them as much as I do. I did do a little bit of research on perch or not to perch. That's the question. The length of it, the placement, the holes. Bit worried I may have placed the holes a bit too high. If you know about bird boxes, get in contact and let me know if you think any birds are going to go near them. That looks tiny, but then as Sarah pointed out, birds have a lot of feathers. They're really bushy, and then when it comes down to the actual bird, they're quite skinny. So this is like 3.2 centimeters. So it should get the tits and the warblers and all a lot of the small birds we have on the land. This is an Eve, so this is a slightly different. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'll just leave it at that.
You sound like you know what you're talking about.
They look nice, don't they? They look nice. If the birds don't like them, they'll look nice in the trees on the land. Good morning guys, and what a lovely morning it is. At the moment today's temperatures are going to reach 38, so we thought we'd get up for sunrise-ish, maybe just a bit after, and head out and have some fun on our Engui e-bikes. Today we're testing the Engui E26 electric mountain bike. We're having a lot of fun on it. We are heading off to do a little bit of research, and I've just lost Sarah at the moment. She just scooted off ahead of me. Oh, here she comes, here she comes.
Here I come.
Suits you, darling, suits you.
I'm getting good at this. This thing is just an absolute beast, I tell you. It's just like taking e-bikes to the next level. It really is. It's just huge. You feel like you're on a motorbike. I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't feel like you're riding a bike. It feels like you're on a motorbike. It's really cool. I'm not going to lie. This is probably the best part. One of the best parts about doing what Nick and I do. Going out on bike rides on these really cool toys. And this Engui E26, I think out of all of the e-bikes we've tested, is the most motorbike-like. And you feel like you could just go for miles and miles. You just feel like you could keep going on this. In fact, we've been out for what, an hour and a half? And it's still on full battery, mine.
I mean, look at the size of those tyres.
Yeah. Nick said, would you want to go on this one? Do you want to go on the new one? And so he can get the shots of me type thing. So I was like, okay, I'll try the new one out. But then, yeah, after a couple of minutes, when you get used to it, the positioning of it, because it's quite big and stuff, it's totally fine. It felt really comfortable and safe.
So what's your favourite thing about this bike? And don't say it matches Velton's colours.
It's lovely, 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 lovely. It's got a good bell. People are going to hear that coming. Now, comfort, which is really important when you're going to go on like a real long motorbike ride. I'm calling it a motorbike. This, I think, is really cool. That is so sturdy. It says 25 kilos on there, but I reckon you could probably sit a person on there. You know, I reckon. I mean, the two dogs. You could
get both dogs in a basket, couldn't you?
Both dogs in a basket would fit on, so that's really good. I think the mud guards are really like solid and they're like metal. It just feels like really well built and comfortable and fast. I mean, look at the light. The light looks like a little motorbike light, doesn't it? Not a bicycle light. Yeah, so I'm pretty impressed.
I agree with Sarah. It feels really sturdy, it feels really powerful, it feels really comfortable. The limit is 25 kilometers an hour, but it can be unlocked if you're on private roads to go 60.
Exhilarating it's going to feel when you go
only on private roads. Only on private roads.
Airstrips, disused airstrips, things like that.
So this bike has got a 250 watt brushless motor. It comes with a 16 amp hour lithium battery, which can be charged in about 5 to 6 hours and gives you a range, according to their stats, of 130 kilometers in pedal assist mode. And if the battery does happen to run out, it's got 7-speed Shimano gears, so you can cycle home. And I have actually tested that, and it feels a lot lighter than you think for a bike of this size. It's got front and rear hydraulic disc brakes, front suspension, and with its huge fat 26 by 4 inch tyres, you can literally take this thing anywhere, and it's a really comfortable ride.
I personally wouldn't take this in a van unless you've got one of those motorbike carriers on the back, because look at it. It's not folding. It weighs, I think it weighs about 40 kilos. So it's quite heavy. And I don't know where you would put that in a van. But for a house, for going off on adventures, for having it somewhere like on our land, wilderness, because you can just go anywhere where there's no roads. You can go at mountains on this thing.
Ooh, we can set up ramps, 60 kilometres over one of those little hills.
Oh, maybe you could put that tractor pulling device that cuts the grass on the back of one of these things.
Maybe. One thing I would say about this bike, if you're interested in getting one of these, it comes in 2 styles. You've got the step through and then this one. Now, if you're my height or shorter, that's 5'8", I'd recommend getting a step through, because when I get off the saddle, my pride and joy has to go left or right.
So yeah, the step through might be a better option if you're short. I mean, I'm 5'5.5", something like that, and it is right up to there. So you have
where?
Up to there, you know. Like, you do get used to it, and you are aware of it after you've used it a little bit, just to stop on your kind of side rather than you can't jump forward and stop and land, you know, do you know what I mean? So get the step through if you're a shorty. Otherwise, brilliant. What we will do, guys, is we will leave a link in the description. You can find out about these bikes and every other bike that Engwe has on offer. This one has a good discount for you guys as well at the moment, so check out all of the information in the description box. Click the link, and yeah. So we swapped helmets. We're swapping bikes.
Oh, we haven't swapped helmets.
I'm sure I had the black one on before.
Did you?
I think so. Anyway.
As long as you've got a helmet on, that's what matters.
That's the main thing.
My turn to go on this bike now, though.
Nick's going to have a little go on the beast. Now be careful of your crotch area. Hold on tight and let's go. So we're now going to the garden centre, really hoping that it's open, because I want to really have a look at some little trees. Turning into a right tree nerd, not going to lie. Right, are you ready?
Oh!
He's such an idiot. You get a few of those. Oh, they're money plants, aren't they? I've changed my mind about these. Too spindly.
See, it's funny because we walked through a garden centre and we were just saying that we've probably had most of these plants over the years in our house because we love plants.
I think most of this section are perhaps house plants, are they? Rather than outside. Oh, mind you, we do have that one there on the side terrace.
That one there.
That one there. Sorry, I'm pointing and going that one there because I'm not sure about plant names, really. I like plants, I really do, but the names are so long and hard to remember.
I would like something like this.
That's like a fern. Is that what you would call that?
I love bracken and ferns.
Nick loves his bracken. Let's see if we can find like a bracken plant for Nick. Kitty. Oh.
Look at all these little pussy cats.
We don't get to hang out with cats that often because obviously the dogs, especially Dizzy, doesn't like cats at all.
It's weird stroking a cat, isn't it? Because we can't go anywhere within about 5 metres of a cat because the dogs scare them. Love a bit of pussy, me. Starts pairing.
Anyway, trees.
Trees.
Trees, trees.
Trees, trees, trees. Everywhere.
Pretty cute, aren't they?
These like our money plants, aren't they?
I know, but these are like all different varieties. They probably grow like money plants, don't they?
We're thinking worst case scenario, we'll just have a little cactus garden like this along the flower bed on the land.
Yeah,
where nothing else will grow.
Prickly pears and things like that are always going to grow, aren't they, with limited water when you're not there and stuff.
It's going to stop the wild boar, isn't it?
Exactly. Right, let's go and have a look at the big trees. You've got all of the citrus fruits you can imagine in here. Lemon, lime, orange, tangerine, mandarin.
Nectarine.
Nectarine. Is nectarine a citrus? Red grapefruit, that's nice, isn't it? So they're sort of ranging between like €15 for the smaller ones to maybe that one over there, like this is €30. I mean, they're very healthy, aren't they? So this beauty here is an avocado tree, and I really want an avocado tree. I've always wanted one. I mean, they would totally grow where we are down here because we see them all the time, and we have very mild winters. But you know, they grow massive. So it's going to want
And they have so many avocados.
I know. I was thinking we could like have like this sort of thing in the terrace in a massive pot, but it needs to go in the ground really. So I'm going to look into seeing if it would actually be possible to plant them in Portugal. I do know that they get colder nights there, and some places get frost in the area. Although I think I mentioned that we've got citrus trees on the land, so I'm hoping that means that we don't get frost or severe frost. So I think an avocado tree has got a chance.
It's going to be so nice just walking around your land, having a few nuts, having a few cherries, grabbing a little fruit off the tree.
Yeah.
We will probably have a veggie patch in the future down the line when we're going to spend a bit of time there.
Yeah.
Create a little sort of area in the flat bit.
The plan for now is to obviously just establish what's already there, develop what's already there, bring all of the trees back to life. Probably should do that before we get all excited and buy a load more, but you know, we can
nice
dream.
To look, isn't it? We've seen like mango trees here, papaya.
Basically, they've got
sorts,
everything here. It's not a
everything.
massive garden centre, but they've got everything, haven't they? All the varieties.
Perfect
And,
climate for it down here.
Definitely. So there, yeah, we have one of these on the land and it's quite established, got loads of fruit. Didn't even realise it was there. I was like, is this an apple tree? Got the little app out. Oh, it's a kaki. Kaki in Spanish. In English, persimmon? Persimmon? Am I saying that right?
Wouldn't it be nice to just have one of each? Little orchard.
Lovely.
One
You
of
only
each
need
fruit.
one of each, don't you really? Just a selection, because it's not for selling them or anything like that. It's just for your own dream.
This is the macadamia tree, which looks a bit like a weed.
It does.
Best be careful we haven't got any.
That's the thing, you know, we definitely need to search everywhere on the land, because if I looked at that, I would say that's a weed and just hack it down. So before we hack anything down that looks like anything like this, you need to get the app and check that it's not a blinking macadamia tree. I'm just checking out the olive trees over here. €100. So I'm just doing a quick calculation of the land. The olive trees that we've got on the land, 50 olive trees, about, we think, we haven't counted them, but it's about 50. That's going to be worth more than we paid for the land. My maths is probably a bit wrong, but yeah, it just goes to show, because obviously
nice
ours
and bushy
are,
that though, isn't it?
yeah, but ours are in the ground, they're bigger, they're all established, they're all just there growing and producing olives. And
50 olive trees times 100.
how much is that?
Wow,
5,000. Gosh, the olive trees are the most expensive trees in here, I think, aren't they? By quite a lot. Got well too excited in that garden centre, didn't we? I did anyway. I said to Nick, should we just buy this one? I can carry it on the bike. I've got a shopping bag in here. He said, don't be so stupid, because I'm pointing to a big tree. So as soon as the van's done, I'm coming down here for a little plant shopping spree.
I'm going to have to keep an eye on this one though. She does get very carried away. We are obviously going away in the van, so we can't get too many plants.
Well, we've got some fake plants in the van, but I'm thinking about taking a few real plants with us now.
We're thinking a little herb garden. We found a little thing in there, like plastic container, 4 little sections for herbs. That'll be
Yeah,
mine.
and one of you guys actually mentioned that herbs grow quite well in vans, or you've had experience growing them in your motorhome or van. So definitely some nice fresh herbs, because that's always lovely.
A little creeper or something.
Yeah.
So guys, we've got more good news and bad news. Well, they're both the same thing. The good news is England are in the finals! Yes!
I wonder where you were going with that then.
Bad news is we're playing Spain. Probably going to lose because Spain are on form.
Pretty good that game last night, weren't it, folks?
Wow.
We enjoyed it.
Are we bringing it home? Anyway.
We're not here to just talk about football, are we, darling?
No, we're not.
We've just basically dropped the big van off at the mechanics. We popped in to see him last night after our little garden centre yesterday morning, after the garden centre. And yeah, parts are in and hopefully we'll have no issues. And our van will be ready in a couple of hours' time. And that'll be it. The final hurdle. Surely. But we don't want to get too excited, just in case he calls up and says, "Oh, we need to do this." But I'm sure
Just in case there's a well, no. When we took it in last time, he got the angle grinder out. We assumed to get a rusty bolt off, so all the rusty bolts should be dealt with. So it should be a case of just
hopefully
getting the pads in, and then we can book an appointment.
Keep your fingers crossed because we're still not out of the woods yet, but hopefully we are quite high in the tree.
Cliffhanger-ish this time.
It's a cliffhanger
Ish.
again. Not really a cliffhanger because we're feeling quite confident.
Should be a formality, but you never know.
Yeah, so thanks all so much for watching. Follow us for daily updates on our other socials and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you next week. Come on, England.
Come on, England! So this is little Terrapin Pond down here. The light's not fantastic because it's quite early in the morning, but there's loads and loads of terrapins in there. Like loads. You can just see them all paddling around, and if you walk down here when the sun's on it, they're all on the rocks around it. It's quite cool.
Wouldn't really want to go swimming in there though, would you?